If you believe this lie, I bet you are going to be broke. There is this lie that majority believe that has kept them broke and poor in the history of the world. Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." Well, before I proceed, my name is Larry, and I welcome you to my channel. If you actually like our video, please do well to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to also join the family so you can be getting our video each time we post a video. I believe any area you are not free is an area in which you don't know the truth or you are not applying the truth. Now, if you need freedom, what you need to do is to find out the truth and stop believing the lie. The reality is that we think we believe a thing because they are true. Like, I think I believe this thing because they are true. But that's not how it works. You only think it's true because you believe them. Like, you actually think you believed a thing because they are true. But the reality is that you think they are true just because you believe them. There's a whole lot of difference there. So what I think we should do is to examine every of our ideas to see if they are based on a truth or if they are based on a lie. Now, what to do is that if you find out that your idea is based on a lie, you have to let them go and stop believing them. This idea of being scared to communicate a thing because majority already believe it's true is not a good idea. The truth is never afraid of a lie because there is nothing a lie can do to the truth. The truth will anytime, any day reveal a lie because the truth cannot be hidden. Now, this one major lie that majority believe that has kept them broke and poor is the word time is money. Yes, you heard me right. Time is money. Do you actually believe that time is money? Now, if you believe that time is money, then it may surprise to hear me say that this is one of the biggest financial lies that have kept people broke and poor in the history of the world. Anyone that says time is money, they are either broke and believe it, or maybe they are rich and they are liar, or possibly they have never thought about it. Because if they get you to believe that time is money, then you will be ready to give out a whole lot of your time for somebody else's little amount of money. If you believe that time is money, you'll be ready to waste a whole lot of your time just to save a little amount of money. This is why you will see some people possibly they want to withdraw money from the ATM, just let me say just 10,000. They will be on the queue for over 30, 40 minutes to an hour just because they don't want to spend the 200 or 300 that they will go to Cash Point POS and get the money. Now, they believe time is money. They rather waste an hour instead of them to spend that little change in order to save the time. If they get you to believe that time is money, you won't mind traveling over 14 hours distance by road, even when you would have been able to afford to go by air and land in 45 minutes because you want to save that little difference, because you believe time is money, you rather choose to waste that time instead of you to spend that money. The reality is this. The money you are trying to save, if you spend that time figuring out how to make more money, you won't bother much and trying to save that little money and wasting more of your time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that frugality is bad. I'm also frugal. I'm being real. But I don't waste time just to save money. I don't do that. Now, in my research for wealth creation, one of the best lessons I have learned is that I have discovered that the best thing you buy with money is not real estate. The best thing you buy with money are not cars. The best thing you buy with money is not building. The best thing you buy with money is not to beautify or furnish your wardrobe. It's not clothing. The best thing you buy with money is to buy back the rest of your time and spend it with the people that matters most to you and the causes you care about. When I remember the fact that there was a time I used to wake up as early as 5 a.m., pick up my bike, go into the street and start hawking for passenger from morning till evening, it blew my mind. This is because I bought into the lie that time is money. So I only understand how to chase money with my time, but I don't know how to use money to get my time back and do something that will pay me better. Even till today, when I see people that are still in their 9-to-5 job, wasting their precious time, I feel bad. It's not actually bad that you are doing that job, but what is bad is that you are not utilizing your spare time to learn a skill that will pay you outside that your 9-to-5 job. Very many people working for their bosses or working in different organizations, every free time they have, they use it to flex, use it for their social media, use it for so many other things. But you have to remember this. Let me remind you. In that 9 to 5 job you are doing, that you are not creating alternative plan, three things are bound to happen in case you have forgotten. It's either you are laid off one day, or you resign one day, or you retire one day. So the best plan is to be creating an alternative plan, thereby you learning a skill that will take you off from 9 to 5 job. So if you are doing that job, you are not using your spare time to learn a skill that will take you out of that job, or in case of any eventualities, you are wasting time, because you cannot actually create wealth. You cannot actually be wealthy if consistently the only way you know how to make money is to use muscle multiplied by time, which is what 9 to 5 is all about. Because what you are doing is that you are using muscle to multiply time. You wake up by 9, you go to work, you spend all the time, come back by 5. And muscle is a physical resource. Time is a limited resource. Now, don't forget, wealth is unlimited. That means we're spiritual. Now, there is no how you can use physical resource to multiply limited resource to give you an unlimited outcome. This is why it's impossible for people that only recognize how to make money with time and muscle to ever create wealth. So if you feel stuck, it's appearing to you that you are wasting your whole life and you are not seeing the money, it's possible that you must have bought into the lie that time is money. And if you actually believe that time is money, I am telling you today that time is not money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money. You will clearly know that even if you don't believe it. Now, take for example, let's assume let's say you're giving $1 million. Wow, that's a whole lot. Let's assume you're giving $1 million. I know you will be glad. Everybody will be excited to receive that money. But what if a condition is attached to it, that upon receiving that money, they will take the rest of your life? Nobody will be interested in that offer, right? Why? Because you know that time is more valuable than money. Even if you don't actually know how much time you have left. Even if they tell you, for example, you have just the next day left, you will rather choose to live that next day than to collect that money, because you know time is bigger than money. Now, on the other way around, let's assume you also have $1 million. And for example, there's a health challenge where the doctor say you have to spend $1 million, else your life will be off. You'll be willing to spend that money because you want to have your life, you want to have your time back, regardless of how much you are wasting. Why? Because you know that time is far greater than money. Now, if this is true at a macro level, it also has to be true at a micro level. So the better we start living and start recognizing time as the most valuable asset, the better life experience we are going to have. Now, if you don't understand this truth, you'll be willing to waste time just to save some money. But if you actually understand this truth, you'll be willing to spend as much money as you can just to buy back your time. People say you can't buy time, but that's not true. You can actually buy time. Now, here is how I buy my own time. Before, I used to spend over 4 hours ironing my clothes in a week. Now, if you check 4 hours in a week, 4 times 4, which we have 4 weeks in a month, 4 times 4 will give you actually 16. So I spend over 16 hours in a month ironing my clothes. And if you check that in a year, 16 multiplied by 12 will give you something, I think 192. 192 hours is what I spend doing something I can pay a little amount of money for somebody else to do for me. Now, when I realized this truth, I started taking all my clothes to the laundryman. Now, the laundryman do my clothes, take care of my clothes, while I spend the time to do the thing I care most about. I can dedicate that time to reading. I can dedicate that time to spend more time with my family. So that is how to actually buy back your time. So you can actually buy back your time by delegating most of those little tasks that you know. You can pay a little amount of money and have somebody else to do it for you. Now, if you check the level of wealth creation, the lowest level of wealth creation is what? It's implementation. Now, implementation level is the level of people that do not recognize how to engage in leverage by delegation. They are the level whereby they choose to do everything by themselves. They are the level whereby the only way they understand to create wealth is to multiply time and muscle. Now, the second level of wealth creation is unification. And this is a level whereby the resources available to create wealth is your managerial skill times people times time. Now, at this level, you are not the one doing anything yourself. Now, people at this level are people that understand what is called leverage by delegation. Now, any task they know that is going to eat up their time, they will delegate to other people and pay them some amount of money. This is a level whereby you see many entrepreneurs, they control people. They have people on their payroll in their 50s, in their 100s, depending on your level of skill management. So if you actually understand the value of time, you will know how to buy back your time and delegate some tasks to other people to enable you create wealth. So the earlier we realize that time is more valuable than money and treat time as the most valuable assets, the better life experience we are going to have. So time is not money. Time is more valuable than money. Treat time as such and see how you are going to create wealth. Until our next video, I'll say bye for now.